friends, welcome to Mimi's Mixed Bag. Thank you for stopping by. So today I am making what I consider a vintage decor idea because I know my mother had one of these in her house ever since I was a teenager in the 80s. But you know, every region of the country is different and there may be somebody that's never seen this before. And that's happened many times where I just thought everybody knew about something. People have made comments, they've never seen it before. So here I am. Today I'm making a lighted potpourri jar, and it's very simple supplies. You need some kind of jar. Back in the 80s, they always used some clear vases or mason jars, something like that. I went to Dollar Tree and found this a little more modern looking jar. I didn't want mason jar because I'm trying to get out of the farmhouse look, so I thought this jar was just pretty generic. It had a nice silver lid on it, and I'm actually going to hot glue the bottom of the lid to the bottom of the jar just to give it a little more height and make it look a little bigger. So I'm going to put two things in this jar. I'm going to put a bag of potpourri and a string of lights. Now, as far as your light, the best and easiest thing to do is to get you some of these battery operated little lights from Dollar Tree. They're definitely available during the Christmas time, and they go quick because people craft with these, so when you see them you better get them. But you can just buy, like at Walmart and places, and find little strings of lights that only have like 20 on them that are maybe like 5 feet. But this right here is ideal because they're only 3 feet and they're LED. They don't put off a lot of heat. And originally, back in the day, when you would put a string of lights in there, they would heat up the potpourri and give off a little scent. And I pretty much just do it for a little lighted jar decor. Whether the jar gives off any fragrance or not, it's still pretty to look at. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and get some batteries in my light strand. So I got my batteries in my light, and that's the thing about LED is they look like they have a white little tip, and when I turned it on they were red. But that's okay because red is a Christmas color. So the first thing I'm going to do is just put my battery pack onto one side of the jar because that's going to be considered my back. So I'm going to empty about 1/3 of this bag, and then I'm going to put in a couple lights. This potpourri went way further than I thought. So I'm just going to go ahead, and now that my jar is full, you could almost get 2 jars out of this one bag of potpourri. Then I'll just go ahead and kind of stuff my lights around where I can, lift up some of the potpourri. You just want to kind of distribute your light so that you can see them from all the sides. I just don't want all my lights up at the top. And now you need to top your jar. Now back in the day they always used doilies, like little crocheted lace doily things. You know, that's not my decor, but it may be for some people. The only red fabric I had was a piece of red burlap, and that will work just fine. And you want something that is thin or something that, you know, might help give off some of your fragrance if you've got some really good potpourri. So I'm going to fold my fabric in 4ths, and that's an easy way to make a circle. I just want to make sure that it's going to hang over my jar just a little bit and just round it out. So that's what I did, just like that, and so we'll see if that'll work. Yeah, I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller. You could even trace a little saucer or something to give you a perfect circle, but I'm just eyeballing it. And see, I want it to hang over just about 1 inch or 2. And now I'm just gonna wrap the top of the jar in my twine, and this is simple enough where once you see the jar you can see what I did. Now I'm gonna put a little embellishment on the front of my jar. I've got a little evergreen twig I'm gonna cut in half. I've got a little holly leaf, and I got some berries, and I'm gonna glue that onto the front. So I'm gonna just go ahead and finish out this jar. It's so simple. You can see what I did when I get done. All right, friends, here is my little lighted potpourri jar. I'm gonna turn it around the back and show you. That is my battery pack in there. And like I said, I made this loose enough where I can just lift my fabric and then put my little string back on it like that. Now you could use ribbon, Christmas fabric, whatever. I'm just giving you the idea, and then you can make your little embellishment as elaborate as you want. But it's just a cute little decor idea that you can make some and give them as gifts. You could sit anywhere. So I hope you enjoyed this idea. It wasn't a whole lot for me to show you other than just supplies that you needed, and I hope you'll make yourself one of these little lighted potpourri jars. Thanks for watching. I'll be back tomorrow with another Christmas idea.